A lot of times when we eat, we also eat what's going on in our head. We're not fully present with the food in front of us. We're not fully present with the people in front of us. And the thing is that a lot of times nowadays people sit and they eat and they're watching TV, or they're listening to the news, or they're on their iPads. They're not really eating the food in front of them. They're eating what's going on. And then they wonder why they have an upset stomach later on. Take the opportunity to disconnect from the electronic items when you're at the dinner table. We live in a society where there's a lot of electronic items, but yet we're all still lonely because we don't have that human connection. We connect to each other through Facebook. We connect through each other through LinkUp, Twitter. You know, we connect through all those gadgets, smartphones, email, and a lot of times we don't have that person-to-person connection. Just like when I do walking meditation with some of the veterans, and this is a big thing with them, is because of the fact that I do a blind walk. And how we do a blind walk is you pair off into groups of two. One person leads, the other person closes their eyes. It becomes a thing of trust, because you have to trust that other person. And the first thing, when I do this with teenagers, they think it's funny because they tend to walk their partner into a tree, or a bush. But the thing is, I tell them that's not the purpose of it. So the point is that you have to verbalize your command. You have to tell them, turn right, turn left. You have to guide them. You can't just take them by the shoulder and turn them. Because a lot of times in our society, we don't know how to take care of somebody. And when we don't know how to take care of somebody, we start getting frustrated with it. So therefore, when you do not have your eyesight, you have to rely on your other senses. You also have to rely on the person that's guiding you. That's why we have them walk somebody up to a tree, touch the tree, smell the bark on the tree. Because now that you're not using your eyes anymore, you can't really see what that tree looks like. So therefore, you have to use your other senses. And it goes back to our perceptions of things. Because during the time of the Buddha had 3 blind guys touch 3 different parts of an elephant. The first guy touched the trunk of the elephant, and he said, "Oh, it's like a garden hose." Well, he's blind. The other guy touched the tail of the elephant, and he said, "Oh, this is like a broom." The other one touched the leg of the elephant and goes, "Oh, this is a tree trunk." Well, all 3 of them are blind. So they can't really know what they're touching. So that goes to show us that's also our perception. Unless we look at things from all different angles, then it's only our perception. And it's very hard for us to overcome it because we only see it the way we see it. That's part of the reason why our teacher reminds us to ask ourselves, are you sure? And if you think you're sure, ask yourself again, are you sure? And our teacher reminds us that 99.9% of the time, it's wrong. Because we're only seeing it from one side. We're not able to see it from all sides. That's why I like playing with the Rubik's Cube. Because you get a chance to sit here and turn it all the way around to be actually able to take a look at it. So these are the things that can bring us happiness, or also can block our happiness. That's, for instance, I was sharing with one of my friends. that we were talking about the movie American Sniper. You know, some people were using it as a political forum to debate, you know, about the war. But the thing is, that's Chris Kyle's perception. So the thing is, who are we to say that his perception is wrong? Because that's his perception. But the other thing is, the point of the movie was to show the hardship and the difficulties after somebody has served 4 deployments. The hardships of the family and his wife. That was the main point of the movie. It wasn't so much about the fact that, you know, he was an American serviceman. But then again, each one of us has our own perceptions. Each one of us has our own way of thinking. But when we can understand somebody else better, then we can also have more compassion for that person. We can also see what part we play in that. That's the reason why our teacher also has a book, Call Me By My True Name. Because in that book, our teacher also talks about the sea pirates from Thailand that were hurting the Vietnamese boat people when they were trying to flee Vietnam. A lot of times, we might not think about it, but